And as we mentioned, Thursday marked the first night of Hanukkah. And as Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem, it's a celebration of how the Jewish people overcame a wicked ruler and experienced a miracle of light more than 2,000 years ago.
Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Lights, commemorates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem by Judah and the Maccabees.
We're standing opposite the Western Wall, the Temple Mount. This is where the Second Temple stood. And at that time period, the Jewish people were living here as a Jewish people with a Jewish temple, and the Greek Empire was taking over the whole entire world. And they decided to impose their Hellenistic views onto the residents of Israel, saying, you must live in this Hellenistic lifestyle.
The Greeks banned Jewish practices, and their ruler, Antiochus Epiphanes, desecrated the temple. The outnumbered Maccabees rebelled and defeated the rulers of the known world. The miracle of Hanukkah came when the Maccabees went to rededicate the temple. While only one day's consecrated oil remained, it miraculously lasted for 8.
It was a time of darkness. We were surrounded by much larger armies and enemies, but we stood up for what was right, for those values that this Temple Mount represents. And eventually, we won. And the story of our victory is the story that we're back here, that the story of the Jewish people is still going on.
Here at the Western Wall is one of the major public lightings of the Hanukkah. Hanukkah is celebrated like it is every year in Jerusalem, but this year is different, with the memories of the horrors of October 7th and the anguish of the many hostages still remaining in captivity in the Gaza Strip. All 138 hostages still in Hamas's hands had a candle lit for them.
We feel, especially in America right now, very uncertain of our safety and our future. So it's obviously much more heartfelt than I think I've ever had in Hanukkahs in my life.
This Hanukkah is more special because I feel like we're reliving what happened thousands of years ago with the anti-Semitism in the world, with what happened here in October, and I feel that this is something that has to unite the Jewish people.
The bottom line is that we say Al Hanisim on the miracles that we see then and we see now. These miracles will continue to happen because this is why. That's what Hanukkah is all about. Remember, Hanukkah comes at the time that's the darkest time of the year. So at the darkest time of the year, we bring light.
Here in Jerusalem's Old City, the Hanukkah are lit outside the building. Here you can see a Hanukkah for each family in this building. They're lit outside and meant to be lit outside for two reasons: to publicize the miracle and dispel the darkness. As Jews worldwide begin the Hanukkah holiday, a sign of international support, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz lit the first candle of a public menorah at the Brandenburg Gate, the first time a German leader has taken part in the ceremony.
I wish that the candle of Hanukkah will shine far beyond this square and much longer than just for the 8 days of Hanukkah. Hanukkah stands for hope and confidence. Both are especially needed these days.
This year's Hanukkah is obviously extra special because we find ourselves in a time period here in Israel, but really all across the world, where people are fighting the Jewish light. They're hating Jews without even knowing the facts. They're hating Jews because they're Jews. And that's what we're standing up to fight against.
This year, many Jews light the candles for the ones they call the modern-day Maccabees on the front lines in Gaza, and for those in darkness who can't light their own. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, the Western Wall, Jerusalem.
Great to see people standing with Israel during Hanukkah, and also to see the German chancellor there lighting the public menorah, Gordon.
Well, it's historic, and there's a reason it's historic. It's for such a time as this. We've all been called to stand with Israel exactly at this moment in time. My wife, Catherine, and I, we celebrated Hanukkah last night. We lit the 2 candles. We prayed the 3 blessings. The third blessing is so significant. We thank you for preserving us and keeping us for this season. And we gave thanks last night for God keeping Israel. For sustaining Israel in this time. We want to stand with Israel. We want to rededicate ourselves in this Hanukkah with standing with Israel. That we want to do this because it's the right thing. Let us pray that God keeps Israel and preserves it so that the celebrations can continue, that the worship of Him can continue. Part of our celebration last night was reading the Psalms that are traditionally sung during Hanukkah, the first day of Hanukkah. And this is Psalm 30, and it's just so key for this moment in time. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have lifted me up and have not let my foes rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried out to you, and you healed me. O Lord, you brought my soul up from the grave. You have kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing praise to the Lord, you saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Now in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by your favor you have made my mountain stand strong. You hid your face, and I was troubled. I cried out to you, O Lord, and to the Lord I made my supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it declare your truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy on me. Lord, be my helper. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have put off my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to you and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever. May Israel give thanks to the Lord their God forever, and may we join with that. This Hanukkah, we invite you to stand in solidarity with the Jewish people. You can show your support by lighting a candle. And then remember to pray for Israel, the return of all hostages, and the defeat of terrorism, anti-Semitism around the world. If you want to make a special Hanukkah gift today for the survivors and evacuees in Israel, they need your help. And through CBN Israel, you're providing food, water, shelter, and now trauma counseling. And most of all, you're giving hope to many who have suffered from the Hamas massacre and those horrible attacks 2 months ago. Please join us in blessing Israel this Hanukkah. To give your gift, all you have to do is call us, 1-800-700-7000, or you can go to cbn.com, bless Israel, or text bless Israel to 71777.